Welcome to More Than a Few Words, a marketing conversation for business owners. This is your host, Lorraine Ball. And this week, you guys are really in for a treat because Jennifer Denney has joined me. And she is the founder of Elevated Marketing Solutions, but she is way more than that. If you follow me on Friday mornings, you know she's my co host of the Small Biz Chat. And she is a wealth of knowledge on all sorts of things in the digital marketing space. But today, we're going to talk about video. Jen, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I know we get to hang out weekly, but this is new and I love podcasting, so I'm happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have a chance to introduce the rest of my audience to you for those that don't already know you. And this topic, video, I love it, I hate it, but it is where marketing is going. So you put together this great list of do's and don'ts on video, and that's what I want to dive into. First off, why video?
Well, video really allows you to kind of tell your story and be who you are. And let's face it, everybody loves it and they're obsessed with it. I mean, it's not anything new to me. Video has really, I think, about since 2018, 2019, it has been building, but now we're really into this like, give me the short part.
And that's actually the thing that I really love about video is I don't take the time to sit. I don't want to watch I teach them and I don't want to watch a 30-minute webinar anymore. I want the quick hits. Give me the little 1-minute snippet. Give me information in manageable bites. So, as I'm thinking about creating short form video, where do I start?
Well, first of all, I mean, I certainly have a list, but this is my list and what I see and what I look at. And everybody, manifests differently their own creativity. And so I think kind of looking at this list can help you move forward and think about how to do it for yourself. But I wouldn't say that it's a definitely do it this way. Everybody has different ways to go about it. So some of my tips, I don't know if we really want to go through all of these tips because there's certainly a lot of them. My biggest pet peeve kind of lately is keeping the main content in frame.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
when you're looking at a short form video, the top part gets cut off, the bottom part gets cut off, and that's just because the platform itself uses that space for their own information, and the right side usually gets cut off a little bit. And so you really got to make sure most of your information is in the middle.
Absolutely. And even like when you create a reel and it goes on Instagram and it looks great in the reel feed, if you don't have your face and everything right in that main center section, you're going to vanish off the screen. So I think that's really a very helpful tip. But do I do I film a bunch of shorts?
No. I'm going to say no because it is, first of all, a lot of creative work to sit there and think of a bunch of topics that are, good enough for short. I think the best method is to take a longer topic and record it and then chop it down. That's going to give you a lot more to work with, and you just don't really know what's going to hit or not hit. And so it gives you more to work with.
It absolutely does. And the reality is, and I've learned this working on the podcast with the 10-minute episodes, the reality is that the shorter the time frame, sometimes the harder you have to prepare to make sure you get all of your content in that little bite. But if you just, I don't want to say ramble, but if you talk for a longer period of time, you're going to have those sound bites. And with the use of AI, it will screen your videos and it will slice and dice your content and help you find the best quick
It
little clips.
gonna reduce that time, and that was the biggest thing, I think, when these came out. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this takes a lot of time, and we just don't simply have additional time out here in marketing." And we certainly don't have time, with organic social media to spend an exorbitant amount of time on a post that's gonna go one time in front of somebody, and they might catch 10 seconds of it.
Hmm.
You're way overthinking it if you're trying to do each individual video. And I'll couple that with, if you try to create a video every single day,
Oh,
that's a lot of creativity in one day.
absolutely. And it is, even if you can knock it out quickly, it's very disruptive to your work. And so taking a long form video, one of the things I love is I'll take that long form video, I'll slice it up, and then I will schedule those little snippets either every day for a week, or I will schedule it once a week for 5 weeks. And then I have other content in between that looks different, that sounds different. So people watching my feed don't think, oh, I saw that yesterday.
I like the latter suggestion, because that's really spreading out that
Mhm.
content, and people will not remember, between that for sure.
No. Okay. So what else is on your do list? And then we'll switch to some of your don'ts.
Do use music. I think sometimes people fall that short, even if you're talking. Like, I think you should still add some music to it. And there's lots of different ways to get music, whether or not you're actually trying to get that trending down or just using some bass music. Um, I guess I want to go into the don't, but don't make it overpower
Mm-mm.
if you are talking.
No, you really have to find that sweet spot where maybe there's a little pop in the beginning to get people's attention and then make it a little bit of an undercurrent, just kind of a hint throughout the rest of it.
Yeah, yeah. I would say too, since just going into the don't make your content based on trending sounds. I'm not saying don't do it every now and then when it fits your brand and maybe it makes sense or you find something cute. But if you're always just following everybody else, your marketing is not going to stand out because you're a follower,
Mhm.
not a leader. And so I would highly suggest you don't go down that route.
And I think one of the other traps that people fall into, and I'm seeing this a lot right now, is that all the AI tools create a video that looks almost the same. And so everybody starts to look the same. But you have a brand, and it doesn't take long to overlay your branding, your logo, change the fonts so that even if you're using these same tools, you look like you and you're recognizable.
Yeah, that's what's gonna make your marketing really stand out. I actually saw an ad for the first time that I know for a fact was the person, but it wasn't them talking. It was an AI created video, and I was like, I don't know how that's gonna play against your brand for the people that are gonna know that that's how that was created.
You know, it's really interesting because it's certainly the AI has gotten better, but those AI videos, in order to look realistic, they really have to, you have to sit still. And anybody who follows me knows I don't sit still. I move my hands, I move my arms. So you start telling me, okay, Lorraine, we have to sit still for the recording, and then your video is going to be very static. Nobody is going to believe that's me. Either that or they're going to think, oh my God, is Lorraine on drugs?
Yes, it was a little bit robotic, but maybe because I've recorded one of those before, I knew what to look for, and so maybe I had a distinct advantage. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like eventually that's going to come out, and
Oh,
I don't know how people will feel about that.
no, I don't think they're going to love it. And again, I don't think that it adds quality. It adds to the volume,
Hmm.
but it doesn't necessarily mean just because you're throwing volume out there, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're making the right impression.
Yeah.
So, what else? is on your don't list? What else should we really be careful of as we're creating these shorts?
Don't take watermarked content from TikTok and put it over on Reels or Instagram. It's real easy to get that content without the watermark. So I think that just shows a little bit of not attention to detail. So I think that's definitely a don't. Don't get discouraged if every video doesn't get a lot of reach. You're certainly going to have some good and you're going to have some bad. And so that's why you need to not overthink it and be who you are. Um,
I also think sometimes it's a matter of timing. And if you have a video that really did not get a lot of reach, re-release it. Nobody saw it. It didn't get any reach.
Try something different.
If the content is good, maybe put a different background, try some different music or a little different treatment on the text. But yeah.
Try to mix it up between fun and informative.
Mm-hmm.
And try to mix it up just like with your look and feel. I think if you're doing the same look and feel over and over, it starts to become a blindness, and you're like, okay, yeah, I've already seen that before. So I would say mix it up a little bit on that.
Mix it up, but still keep it. And like for example, if you've got two brand colors and
Hmm.
they're both usable, then sometimes do your backgrounds in blue, and sometimes I do my backgrounds, let's say, in purple, or do a little text in one color or another to kind of mix it up, catch people's eyes, and get noticed.
Don't sleep at the wheel here, guys. Short form video is not going to go away. So if you're just like sitting on the sidelines, kind of watching, get comfortable with getting behind the video, because I don't think that's going to go away. Love it, they're attracted to it, and be who you are, and you're going to attract the type of people that you want. You're writing this love letter to your client, and that's who you need. So keep people in the video. That's probably going to do well for you.
Absolutely. So, Jen, this was awesome. Thank you for dropping by.
Of course, anytime.
If you are interested in the things Jen is talking about, be sure to check out her website at elevatedmarketing.solutions. Follow her on any of the social platforms to see what her videos look like and how she's managing her shorts program. Thanks again. And if you've enjoyed this conversation, if you are looking to put your toe in the water and if you've enjoyed this conversation and want to put your toe in the water for short form video, check out Opus Clips. There'll be a link in the show notes and you can try it free. Look for MTFW wherever you listen to podcasts. This has been another episode of More Than a Few Words. Thanks for listening.